this week we're in South Australia for a very different sort of off-road event. We're here at the Bend Motorsport Complex with Yokohama, but we're not taking out the Iveco and testing these awesome XMTs. You're going to see this Yokohama Navara on some of our other episodes, but sadly this is also one of the vehicles we're not driving today. But look at these 37-inch MTs on this awesome off-road racing truck. Now this will be fantastic to get out on the track and test drive, but sadly we won't be driving this one. We are going to be running this fleet of Prados and a couple of Fortunas. And whilst Yokohama think that we're here to help them launch this AT4, we're here to find out just how good it actually is. But what exactly are the aspects of the AT4 that make it different to the G015? The outgoing G015 has earned itself legendary status. It's been a huge success for Yokohama, but the AT4, by all respects, is supposed to be better in all regards. We're now going to take a deep dive, a close look at the size, specifications, construction and performance of the G018 versus the outgoing G015. Starting with this right here, which is a 265/65 R17 light truck construction. Whilst the size, weight, tread depth and energy required to turn the tyre are virtually identical between the two, it's the actual differences in the compound and the tread face that set the two apart. The G015 was launched 8 to 9 years ago. In that time, technology has changed drastically when it comes to tyres, tyre construction and tyre compound. So the compound in this tyre here allows it to be far more responsive on terrain, quieter on and off-road, more aggressive yet still tougher, and longer lasting with a special chip-resistant compound. The tread face is actually a lot squarer. These shoulders are more pronounced. You've also got staggered and varying dimensions on the shoulders, which makes it more aggressive and more able to dig in loose terrain and mud. The wider voids and more aggressive tread pattern overall make it far more tractable in loose conditions, whether it's stones all the way through to snow and mud, and aids in steering, strength, durability and control under extreme conditions. Siping, whilst primarily to eject water, also allows the blocks to move more, creating more traction at lower pressure. They also greatly reduce the heat at speed, and as you all know, heat is one of the major killers of tyres, causing delamination and a range of issues with the tyre. Whilst the 015 had linear grooves around the tyre face, the zigzag grooves on the 018 greatly enhance traction in a number of different ways. First of all, they're ejecting a lot more water. Secondly, they're increasing the number of edges and surface area that's engaging with the terrain. And that is further supported by the 3D siping on each individual tread block right across the tread face. While siping does allow a little bit more movement of the block, which is a positive in off-road situations, providing more traction, the specific design of this siping allows the block and the siping to wear in such a way that it maximises the number of angles engaging with the terrain to maximise the traction across the life of the tyre. So not only does it provide physical support for each block, you're going to have maximised traction as the blocks wear. Stone ejectors and side biters play a major role in its aggressiveness and traction off-road. And talking about the side biters, on the inner and outer, you've actually got two different designs. So if you want the white lettering on the outside, you've actually got a different side biter on this side compared to the other side. The single pitch shoulders go a long way to reducing noise and improving traction, and the additional angles in each individual shoulder block greatly increase the surface area, maximising traction in mud and snow. The G015 is highly regarded for many reasons. It's well loved, but this tyre here, guys, it actually looks like a real four-wheel drive tyre. You've got the more aggressive look, you've got that new compound, and if it is as good, if not better, than the G015, it is going to be a huge success for Yokohama and a great tyre for consumers who want an all-terrain, tough, long-lasting, quiet tyre that's going to do just about everything they need. Well guys, you're not here to watch me in a basement talking about the tyre. Let's get out on the track, let's test it and let's see firsthand, is it up to the task? Is it as good as the 015 or is it even better? Let's find out. This complex is massive. There are so many different race tracks, but there's also a dedicated off-road track, and that's where we're heading this morning. This is the perfect place to be testing the AT4s, this brand new tyre from Yokohama, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what this tyre can do. And we're really keen to see if this tyre can hold up to the sorts of abuse that we know you guys can dish out. Now my role here this week is quite interesting. I'm fulfilling a number of purposes. I'm going to be doing presentations to the audience. And the audience realistically this week is going to be the National Tyre Dealer Network for Yokohama. So all of the guys who are at the coalface selling and fitting Yokohama tyres. Now they're experts in the field, but they're bringing me in because I bring a level of expertise outside of that from the enthusiast point of view. So I'm going to be able to give them some insight into what their customers do with the tyre, but also take it to the extreme and show them how far their customers, or realistically how far this tyre can go, what it can do under extreme conditions, and what sort of performance they can expect from this tyre. And then fingers crossed, I get to take them for a hot lap, because that's where I'm really going to show them what this tyre is capable of and how well it performs under extreme circumstances. Should be fun, guys, so hang around as we test the new AT4 from Yokohama and see what this tyre can do.
I'm Christian from Yokohama Tyres. We're at the Bend Motorsport Park down in Adelaide, about 90 kilometres away from Adelaide. It's an awesome track for four-wheel drives, for testing, steep hills, lots of rocks, lots of challenges, so it's a perfect place to hold a tyre launch.
So the general circuit that we're doing is we're going through an introductory circuit, which is a pretty slow crawl around the outside of the track. Then we're coming into the main four-wheel drive park, and that's where we're really testing the performance of the tyres. We also jump onto high-speed dirt section, which is just through the back end of the park, testing how well the tyres on a stock standard road pressure handles and performs, hitting some pretty high speeds.
Started off with a skid pan. Where the previous tyre was famous was it was quiet and really good on-road grip, and we want to prove that's still the case with the new tyre.
Straight ahead, weave whichever way you want to weave.
Got to see the differences between the two tyres, got to see how well the vehicle handled. It was fantastic.
That was quite impressive. Try to push the tyre to its limit, try to break its traction, but it always held on quite well. Didn't feel unsafe whatsoever in that vehicle at all.
It just proved, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, belting along those country roads, and there's thousands of kilometres out in Australia, that the tyre's going to be completely safe and completely predictable.
How's the ride back there, guys? How about we have a bit of a review of your mates driving?
Superb. Every spot on. Every hole was hitting.
We'll see if you guys can do any better, eh?
Four-wheel drive track, this was impressive. Very impressive to see how the actual tyre performed under shaly conditions. Mate, I'll be swapping them over straight away, I can tell you that.
Every bump and lump we were going over is a specific test for the four-wheel drive approach angles, the suspension, droop and compression, and of course a challenge for the tyres. But the tyres on the Prados, they just walked around the whole thing, which just made it easy. There was not even any low range, not even any diff lock.
Running the vehicle's pretty much at stock standard, so all-wheel drive, no diff locks, and at road pressures, and the tyres are performing exceptionally well.
Really good to see, felt safe the whole way through, heart rate wasn't up, really nice.
Even up some of the really steep gradients, once again it just all seemed to do it easily.
Yep, so coming down here is pretty slippery.
Yeah, it would be.
About 30 to 40% on the brake, and you'll notice that you won't feel any lack of control. You've got full confidence in the vehicle. How'd that feel?
Yeah, that's good.
G018s, they were comfortable, they were quiet, and they were very capable. They've added some more extreme capability to it. You can take that anywhere. With what we've done today in the technical nature of the G018s, I'm very impressed with them. I'll run them on my ute.
Very quiet, very good grip, don't hold many stones, and yeah, very good tyre.
The biggest challenge is we're replacing Yokohama's best-selling tyre, and we've got a tyre called Yokohama Geolandar A G015. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. The market absolutely loves it. So when we had a look at this new tyre, a bit nervous. I mean, when you go to replace something that's really good. However, when looking at the thing, we just thought, with the Australian market and the prevalence of four-wheel drives, the prevalence of the four-wheel drive aftermarket, all the people getting off-road, all the lifestyle type work, this tyre actually suits the aesthetic and the off-road capability that most people want, and that's even the people that use their cars as daily drivers and then just want to escape on weekends. So we can see it's definitely got advantages, and you know, it's a fourth generation all-terrain tyre, so it's not Yokohama's first rodeo. We're really excited to see how much better this already great tyre can be.
It was great to be playing a major part in this event, and the four-wheel drive instruction sessions were a stack of fun. But the absolute highlight for me was still to come, with me finally getting behind the steering wheel for some well-planned hot laps that I reckon was also the highlight for many of the dealers.
Reckon we can launch it off the top of this? Of course we can. Coming down this, it is loose and slippery and steep.
This week we've got Simon Christie from 4x4 TV.
Having the event through Simon's eyes really pushed the driving to another level.
Control the brakes. We've got so much grip and traction even in this loose powdery stuff.
What angle do you reckon that is, Simon?
We're going to be about 50 degrees.
The highlight might have been a little bit of a hot lap with you actually. That was a great bit of fun.
Going on the actual hot lap, that was really good to see how the actual tyre performed.
Go maybe 100 kilometres an hour and start zigzagging up and down some bitumen, and then hitting some corners and really making the car lean over and hearing a sidewall noise.
Very good, very enthusiastic with it, and it was good. The tyres held on very well. I was very surprised with how they handled.
That was great. High speed, obviously high speed swerving. The tyres weren't noisy, tyres just gripped and did the job. And you were doing 130, 140 kilometres an hour on a bitumen road, swerving, and it just handled immensely.
Your experience with the 15, how well it handles on road, these are holding up with phenomenal stability, control.
It was a whole testing and proving and demonstration we put the tyres through, so what a fantastic value add, and I think our customers really appreciate it.
We took this Prado, we gave it a hard time. We wanted to see how the tyre went. We wanted to see what the squirm felt like, how the vehicle was balanced with these tyres.
Off-road has been my absolute favourite, going fast. It's been awesome learning about the capability, but also just how to step up from our previous product.
We also jump onto high-speed dirt section, which is just through the back end of the park, and once again testing how well the tyres on a stock standard road pressure handles and performs, and hitting some pretty high speeds that the tyres are performing exceptionally well.
Recently I've just been down in New South Wales and pushing through a track similar, and I was losing a lot of traction down there. Didn't feel as safe as I did right the way through, and we're pushing it at double the limits.
Watching him go through the track in an aggressive format, I felt in confidence that he had such good control, along with the tyres as well. Tyres performed really well. There was minimal understeer, minimal oversteer, and Simon was pushing through. So it was really good to actually have that experience.
Over 100 kilometres an hour on the dirt, and then 130 kilometres on the bitumen, which is a controlled private road, and then being able to brake to 40 kilometres an hour. It gives you the cross-section of just about every real-world driving scenario that all-terrain owners are going to put in, and just demonstrates they're capable. They're capable in challenging situations, they're capable in terms of safety, they're capable in terms of comfort, and of course what the Yokohama brand is known for is performance.
Now that I've shown everyone how it's done, it's time for the dealers to have a crack themselves on the rally track.
So to be able to take a Prado out on the new tyres, but then to drive it at extreme speeds in four-wheel drive settings, so on loose gravel, on loose bitumen, in some technical bitumen, it was great to experience. Actually really see the tyre behave in some extreme driving conditions, and felt very comfortable, felt very safe, felt very secure.
Their durability has been absolutely incredible, and we didn't really anticipate such a overall durability theme throughout the event, but we found the same things on the four-wheel drive track, especially the high-speed rally course, where they send rally cars out there and they'd be lucky to get a day out of the rally tyres. We've had the same tyres on all week. Given the number of people that went through the drive day and the number of kilometres it takes to do a lap, so that's more than 1,000 kilometres of hard driving on rough gravel. Like pretty quickly the tyres dug through all the dirt, pushed all the loose stuff to the side, and we're just on these protruding rocks sticking out of hard ground, and actually blackened up with all the rubber being left on them. Some of the rocks are the size of bricks, you know, that we've been hitting at 60, 70, 80, even 90 kilometres an hour. And we haven't had a single tyre failure, and the tyres lasted all week. It's just, like, I think even the Yokohama people were blown away by how good they are.
Mate, I learnt that we can pretty much throw anything at it. So we can put it on customers' cars, in the dry, in the wet. They're going to take the gravel, the sand, the rock. They're really going to be able to have some fun with these tyres.
We just went for a bit of a quick rally track up the back there, and I can tell you now, I could have been just sitting back drinking a cup of tea then. Absolutely awesome tyre, phenomenal grip, fully capable tyre. Can't ask for much more from the Yokohama.
Well guys, the feedback and my experience has overwhelmingly said that this tyre is a massive success. Performance in all characteristics, quieter, better handling on road. It has exceeded the G015 and has proved beyond a doubt that this is the next generation of all-terrain tyres for Australia. And realistically guys, if you come in close and have a look at this, I cannot believe the wear patterns on this tyre. This is one we used on the four-wheel drive track, and it is phenomenal. A little bit of feathering there on the surface of the tread, a couple of chips here and there, but considering the punishment that we've given this tyre, it has held up incredibly well. Phenomenal performance. I've been blown away by it guys, and that's from a week of driving hard on this. I've had a lot of fun as well, but seriously guys, what a standout tyre this is. Can't believe how well it's done. Congratulations Yokohama, you've definitely got yourself another winning tyre right here.
Oh, this is an absolute smile generating event. Everyone's having a great time, they're learning a lot, they're being surprised by the performance of the tyres, in terms of their comfort, in terms of their on-road handling, and very much in terms of their off-road capability.
Probably the biggest thing that we've done over the course of the last 3-4 years is seeing Yokohama evolve to what it is now. Exciting that they can cater for any demographic and any type of road conditions.
I really appreciate it. I thank you all for actually bringing us out here, because it was got to be one of the best events that we've actually been to.
Big shout out to Yokohama, and a massive thanks for bringing us all out here. This is an absolute dream of a weekend, really, yeah.
Well guys, the proof is in the pudding and the verdict is in. These tyres, the AT4, are an absolute winner. In fact, they're so good that we're taking a set home for one of our other vehicles. Thank you Yokohama for an absolutely amazing week. It's been a huge success. I just need to find a spare and we're on our way.